This is my snowshoe walk on February the 18th. And I'll turn around here. Pan. That's our hill where our camp is. There's the big oak tree where things get hung in. That's the path back to the house. And it's pretty cold today. I mean, what's it, minus 22 or something last night, minus 19 this morning. It's getting warmer. It's probably about minus 15 now. And I'm raring for a walk. And this is the nice, it's actually turned out to be a nice snowshoe trail. I use it so much that it's packed down really nice. Probably don't even need snowshoes. But I like wearing them because I'm going to go off the trail later. And maybe this will be a longer video that I haven't done in a while. And I'll talk through it too. So I guess, okay, that's the camp up there. It's all set up. I put structures up that you can put tarps over and stuff and make them into overnight structures. Tenting. There's a nice bonfire, kitchen area set up in the camp. I took down the ice fishing hut and I used it the last 2 days. Ice fishing in Bright Lake for 2 days, and it was great. I thought that tent had been standing up for 365 days almost, and it still works great. It had some bear claw marks in it. Yeah, anyway, it works. So let's go. And there was yesterday when I was on this trail with Linda and Sonia, we found moose tracks. We saw snowshoe hare tracks, the usual coyote tracks, and also porcupine tracks. So today maybe find something else. Yeah, today we might find some more things because the animals I find after a big snow dump, which happened not yesterday but the day before, then they come out and they start hunting around. Today I plan on having a campfire and I'll walk right to the back, check the pond out. There's old tracks from a coyote. I don't even walk this way, but that goes to the camp that way. That's an old logging trail, but that's another way to go. I saw some, I don't know if they were mink tracks or something. There's some tracks down here I didn't know. And I'm thinking about putting a camera up because this is where, or a marten, I guess, because there's a marten trap not set up, an old marten trap right about there. Right about there. So I know that there's martens around. I think that I've seen a few tracks from the martens. In fact, those tracks that are down in the woods there, they might be martens. Yeah, the trapper that lived on this, or hunted on this property, and his family was on this property, he knew where things were. So here, well, that looks like a porcupine trail to me. Hasn't been used in a few days. But I think it could be another animal like a marten. I don't think so. It looks bigger like a porcupine to me. I've seen those tracks around. This camera I have is a newer one. It's not a great phone, but that's why it's going to be shakier than the videos I've had in the past. That's the cemetery hill, and that was a staging area for logging, and back behind there was a parking area, and that's where we stayed for 2 months when we first lived here. There's a trail back there. If I lift up, you can see some animals, trails back there. But there's an interesting one here I saw yesterday. It goes right there. I think it's the same animal you saw back there, so it's probably a porcupine. And the reason why I think it is, they're chewing the bark off the cedars. So the cedar tree is getting bark taken out of it. And porcupine does its rounds, went back there, and went up a little bit higher. Oh, went all the way that far, even higher. And then came down to here. You can see how it kind of swashed its way through. It walks like a porcupine. And then it followed this track. I know because yesterday I was on here before I put the snowshoe trail tracks down. And a lot of animals use these trails. They like them. This is a snowmobile, four-wheel track that was used for logging and to do maintenance at the cemetery. That's what the other guy used to do. And this is the porcupine track again, and then went up this tree. I don't think it went very high because I can't see any evidence of that. And then joined back onto the trail and then walked up here again. And then went off the trail here and continued on. There. You can see I kind of swashed through the snow. Porcupines, I think. And then went off, wandered through the forest, probably sleeping up in one of these trees. But the interesting thing I saw, not too far from here, besides that, well, this is kind of a pathway for a four-wheeler up to the cemetery. Because, like I say, the maintenance was done from this area, and all the maintenance on this trail and on the property, and the trapping was done from here. Some older animal tracks, but they look like squirrels or something. Okay, here we go. First time I saw these, I thought, oh, somebody's walking through the forest. No, it's too big. Those are huge tracks. Yesterday, you could see it more clearly. That you could actually see the moose prints, and it goes way off that way, and then all the way up through the forest. I believe that the moose is going that way towards the road, and the moose was following this trail, which is getting covered up rapidly. But there's a deep hole. I just went around it to show Sonia and Linda. Oh, some animals here today, I guess, peeing. We went off this way, back into the forest towards the camp, in the back way. This is, okay, so I haven't been on this part of the trail. This goes back to the pond since last week. So we're gonna go today. Yeah, and there. So this is where the moose, and you can see other animals went on it too. Coyote probably. This is the highway for animals. You can see how deep the moose sunk. So, oh, actually came up through here. Came up through here, which makes sense. That's where the moose kind of swamp is. I'm going to go back there and have a fire later. Oh, and here's coyote tracks. I think they're going this way. Oh, and they stop here. is looking, going back down in the forest, into the cedar forest. That's a lowland kind of cedar forest. And oh, the tracks continue. Yeah, put my other gloves on. It is minus 15. I usually just wear one of these work gloves, but it's kind of cold for work gloves. Just pause it. Alright. Almost got my bang. Okay, great. Ready to go. I think there's about almost 2 feet of snow underneath here. Not much. I mean, it's good winter, but the Sioux got about 4 or 5 feet of snow, I would say. 4 feet at least. And they're just down the road. By about an hour, almost 2 hours away. I think a coyote would drag its feet forward. So I think this is the way it went. Now there's something else, unless he keeps going off, checking things out, and then coming back. Could be another animal. More pee on the trail. I should pee all over the trail too. Oh, got a call. Okay, I went on my walk and here's the camp. This is my stash of firewood from all the sticks in this area. There's the dining tent that I haven't set up yet. I'm going to for March. We'll do some camping. And there's the other dome that I'll set that up as well for camping. I removed the ice fishing hut. Just starting the fire again. I just had lunch and the fire died down. I'll get it up and going again. It's smoking, so it's about to burst into flames. So I put a bunch of birch bark in there. And that's the kitchen setup that I set up last summer, and it works great. And I use it to sit on, as you can see. I think you could sleep on that. Easily put a tarp over that and sleep on that if you could keep warm all night. There's the nature's tent. So I slept underneath that last March. And that's it. I expect that's gonna burst into flames any minute. And that way goes 2 ways. You can go back onto the horse trail through the woods and through a kind of a logging trail, and then or you can turn right and go through the forest, through the forest all the way back to the southern part. And I have to do that. I haven't done that for a little while, but my next trip is going to be out to the southern side and all the way to the back where the moose lives. That's that way. But I have plans for this camp. Not only that's a dining tent that I'm setting up I have a fire in it and I'll have a hole in the top, and I have to put more branches and bark on it in the spring. It's not done yet. It doesn't have enough ribs. That one over there is perfect though, and it's ready to go. I'll figure out an arrangement kind of like this inside to hold the bed up off the ground. There you go. I was just saying it was smoking, and this is the second fire. I just had a lunch fire, and then it went out and kind of added more birch bark and more sticks that are wet, but it'll burn for a while I sit here and enjoy the day. Sun's kind of clouded now, but it's still nice. It's a nice day. This is a short video of the south side. South side of the property is a little rougher. There's no real trail. Over the last 2 years, I've been making a trail by knocking the branches off these dead trees and some of the lower branches. Most of them are dead, most of the lower branches. So I just cut a path. Otherwise, it would look just like it does ahead. But I cut a nice path there, and it veers off to the right after just a little short ways down there, and it goes along the property line. But I was just there, and that's towards the swamp where the moose live and the deer. And I didn't see any. I did see moose tracks, but they were maybe a day or two old. And then I saw a snowshoe hare trail. To the left in there is a really nice old forest, which I'll probably find a nice spot to camp next time. Now that I'm just breaking the trail again, so just going all the way down to the swamp and back. That's all I'm doing. And then there is the markers. You can see through the orange. There's an orange marker there and there. And down there, there's a few orange markers. This is the edge of the property. And after that is my neighbor's property. There's an old wire fence that goes along the whole edge of the property. Actually goes around the property. So, I kept on this track because it's easy not to get lost. Especially in the winter. Well, you can always follow your track out, but I like to know where my bearings are. And there's the forest to the right that I'll go in there. Some big trees in there. But a little bit of scrub brush like this. There's ways to get in there, and next time I'll follow the swamp, the edge of the swamp, which is way over there. I'll find a nice spot and I'll have a campfire, have a little makeshift camp, and then I'll just keep walking back now.